The Hegemony Council believed their meeting chamber was impenetrable. Shielded by quantum encryption, protected by void barriers, floating in a pocket dimension between realities, surely no primitive species could breach their security. They were wrong. Admiral Vasquez watched the live feed from her command chair aboard the UNS Consequence, humanity's first stealth dreadnought. Around her, intelligence officers transcribed every word spoken in that supposedly secure chamber. The aliens had made one critical error. They'd assumed human technology followed the same developmental path as every other species. The humans grow too quickly, clicked Ambassador Thekval, his crystalline form pulsing with agitation. Our projections show they'll achieve Type 2 civilization status within 50 Earth years. Half the time it took the Vanari. A third of our own development period. Worse, interjected the Korvax delegate, they've weaponized everything. Their medical scanners can target specific organs. Their terraforming equipment can crack planets. They turned their entertainment broadcast system into a galaxy-spanning intelligence network. Vasquez allowed herself a grim smile. The aliens had just confirmed humanity's greatest secret. They've been listening to everything for the past 5 years. Every entertainment broadcast was camouflaged surveillance. Every trade negotiation included hidden sensors. Every diplomatic gift contained quantum listeners that existed partially outside normal spacetime. The solution is clear, rumbled High Chancellor Gorvek. We implement Protocol 7. Complete biosphere elimination before they achieve interstellar military parity. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the assembly. On the human bridge, officers exchanged dark looks but maintained discipline. Timeline, asked another voice. 6 months to position the fleet. Another 2 to charge the planet crackers. We'll tell them it's a ceremonial visit, a celebration of trade agreements. They're naive enough to believe it. Their homeworld first, then the colonies, Gorvek continued. Make it look like their sun went nova. No evidence, no martyrs, no revenge-seeking survivors. Just another species that burned too bright and destroyed themselves. The council members began discussing logistics, fleet movements, energy requirements, cover stories. They never noticed the quantum fluctuation in their shields, the microscopic probe that had been recording everything since the meeting began. Human ingenuity had found yet another path no one expected. They'd learned to hide their observers in the spaces between spaces. Ma'am, Lieutenant Commander Williams whispered, should we warn the colonies? Already done, Vasquez replied. Operation Switchblade went active the moment they mentioned Protocol 7. In that impenetrable chamber, Thekval was outlining deployment strategies when every display screen suddenly flickered. The assembled representatives froze as human faces appeared on their secure terminals. Not one breach, but thousands. Every screen, every hologram, every neural interface in the chamber displayed a different human looking directly at them. Hello, neighbors. Admiral Vasquez's voice echoed from every speaker. Beautiful chamber you have here. The acoustic properties are particularly impressive. Panic erupted. Security alerts blared as delegates scrambled, trying to understand how their perfect security had failed. You're wondering how, Vasquez continued, her tone conversational. The answer's simple. You assumed we think like you. Every species in your hegemony developed along predictable paths. Fusion before antimatter, quantum theory before dimensional manipulation. You never conceived that a species might skip steps. The main viewing wall dissolved into a tactical display showing the current positions of every hegemony vessel in the galaxy. Real-time, accurate to the meter. We've been listening since our first trade meeting. Your secure communications? We cracked those in 6 months. Your shield frequencies? Mapped and cataloged. Your homeworld defenses? We have construction blueprints. Rather sloppy work on the tertiary power couplings, by the way. High Chancellor Gorvek found his voice. Impossible. You're centuries away from this technology. Vasquez corrected. Past tense. See, when you're the new species on the block and everyone's discussing whether to let you live, you get motivated. Amazing what human engineers can accomplish when extinction's on the line. The tactical display updated, now showing previously hidden human vessels. Hundreds of them, positioned at key jump points throughout hegemony space. Ships that shouldn't exist using technology that should be impossible. Now, about Protocol 7. Vasquez's tone hardened. Any vessel approaching Earth or human colonies will find our response disproportionate. We learned something from our history. When someone plans genocide, you don't wait for them to act. You're bluffing, Thekval stammered. You don't have the numbers. We have imagination, Vasquez interrupted. We turned communication satellites into weapon platforms. We hide city killers and cargo freighters. We built our ships to fight, not parade. Your fleet outnumbers us 3-1. Want to test if that's enough? Silence gripped the chamber. Here's what happens now, Vasquez continued. You forget Protocol 7 existed. You accept humanity as equals, real equals, not potential threats to eliminate. In return, we won't demonstrate why a species that spent its entire history perfecting warfare might be poor enemies to make. She paused, letting the weight settle. Or you can proceed with your plan. But know this, we've already evacuated our vulnerable populations. Our fleets are positioned. Our weapons are armed. And unlike you, we're not afraid of the dark between the stars. We were born in it. The display showed one final image. Earth, surrounded by a defense grid that shouldn't be possible, protected by ships that defied conventional design, inhabited by a species that had turned paranoia into providence. You have 1 hour to decide. We'll be listening. We're always listening. The screens went dark, leaving the Hegemony Council in their secure chamber, finally understanding the truth. They'd planned to erase humanity, but humanity had heard everything. And humans had a saying about the best laid plans.